right, guys, welcome to the Sunday Source trading session, guys. How are we doing? As always, I'm super excited to be here every week, every Sunday, where we analyze the market together as a team, and then we try to find profitable setups together. If you're watching the replay, you're welcome. Ensure you leave a like on this particular video. If you are live with me right now, ensure you like this video. It's good for the YouTube algorithm so that more people would see this video. And of course, if you're also watching the replay, ensure you leave a like, ensure you engage and comment on this particular video as we get along. All right. So guys, as always, I'm excited. Again, this week is going to be another week, another solid week, where we have a lot of potential setups aligning. All right, so that potential of aligning. Okay, so hold on, guys. Sending some messages for people that are coming on board. So welcome, guys. Welcome. So just settle down, guys, while we wait for other people to join us. It's going to be an amazing session this night. Okay, so one of the importance of also for you as a trader, joining these weekly sessions is to help you know how to make profitable trade analysis, is to help you familiarize yourself with the foreign exchange market. All right, it's very, very important for you to know the process of actually getting yourself into profitable trade. Because one thing that I found out with traders is that we fall in love so much with the result. So most traders want to just get to the foreign exchange market and start making money, start making some pips. But before you can actually get those pips, there's a process to getting those particular pips. Okay, so there's a process of analysis, the process of waiting, very, very important. And all of those things that you need in your arsenal. Okay, I believe that these Sunday sessions will help you put a lot of things into perspective. Okay, so that's why it's very, very important for you to always attend these weekly meetings, because whether you like it or not, it is having an effect on you, and ultimately it's going to make you a better trader, because you are seeing someone that knows how to trade, analyze the market, and do amazing stuff. Okay, so let's start. Mr. Etherton, happy Sunday. Good evening, my brother. How you doing, sir? Up pips, how are you doing? Okay, so let's go straight into analysis. If you want me to check out a particular pair for you tonight, just type it in the chat box. Okay, so which pair do you want us to start with? And then we'll go there. And of course, I would also, do some pairs that I'm also looking at for the week. Papilo, good evening, my brother. How you doing? Okay, so I'm expecting your feedback, guys. What pairs do you want us to check out this night? And then we'll look at it together. Okay. All right. So as always, I think Papilo likes GU a lot. You are always posting GBP USD. Okay, so check out GU. Okay, so let's go straight into the chat. Let me be sure that I'm doing this. Give me a second. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and then we'll go straight into the analysis. By the way, for everybody in the community, I've got amazing news for everybody this week. We are launching something this week, and I think it's going to really help people make a whole lot of money. All right, so expect something from me, maybe from Monday, tomorrow, or Tuesday. I'm going to send everybody a personal message telling you about the program, and then how you can be a part of it. Okay. So we are doing GPUSD, guys. So, oh, Papilo doesn't pay trade. Awesome. That's cool. So if you are joining us, type in the pairs you want us to trade. So all pips as usual likes to trade NAS 100 and UJ. Okay, I think they are quite similar truly. Okay, so after we do GPUSD, we'll do NAS 100. Okay, so let's start with GU. So GPUSD, if you remember what we're doing last week, GPUSD, we said GU had a potential two directions, if you remember. And I was actually expecting, okay, let me make this big. Hold on a second. So this is GU. So last Sunday, when we're here together checking out GU, I was hoping to actually sell. I was waiting for a sell confirmation. And then I remember I was talking about what if price does not sell? What are we waiting for? What do we need price to do to know that we should be buying? And then I said that price needs to, continue in that particular uptrend. So I think it was here. GU last week was somewhere here, and then I was waiting to sell here. I think it was here. Yes. So I was waiting to sell here. So price was here last week before market opened. So this was where price was, all right, over here. And then market opened, and then we saw this bit of gap here, and then price just went haywire and then started going up. So personally, I didn't enter a trade on GBP USD last week because my criteria for a sell was violated. Okay, so that means price as you can see, price shifted. The momentum shifted from bearish to bullish from here. So price right now is still greatly bullish. So I didn't take a trade as I wanted to take last week. Okay, but it's all fine and good. So let's check out what price is doing right now. Let's go back to the daily. So this is a daily chart on GBP USD. And then we can see something here. This right here is a daily swing supply. So price is in a supply zone on the daily, and then we can see price reacting at this point. Okay. Now, if you go to the 4 hours, what are we looking at on the 4 hours? On the 4 hours, we will see that price is still very much bullish on this guy. Now, ultimately, this is a supply zone right here. So in a supply zone, we are expecting a sell. We are looking to sell this guy over here. All right. So this is a daily supply. So if you know that price should sell here, so that means on a lower time frame, we should see market structure start shifting to bearish, start giving us bearish intentions, right? So on the 4 hours right now on GBP USD, which is a lower time frame to the daily chart, price has not given us any significant reason to sell yet. Let me check out. There's something I check out on Hikinashi where okay, give me a second, where I figure out exactly where price should reverse. I'm gonna go to the 4 hours on GBP real quick. Give me a second, guys, while I confirm something. Okay, so possibly on GBP USD over here, if so, this is a 4 hour chart. This is a zone, very, very minute supply here over here. Now, so we have a supply in a supply zone. Now, this particular inside bar here, if you enlarge this, let me enlarge this. If you can see, there's an inside bar here. If you understand inside bar properly, you understand that inside bar is a structural quantity market. Inside bar has to do with price forming like a wedge or a triangle and then there's a breakout happening on a lower time frame here. So there's a lot of orders in this inside bar here. So what we see price possibly doing is price. So let me track that a bit. So over here is my possible prediction of price movement. So price like this, did this, price did this. So personally, over here, I'll consider this a structural break here. And what did price do? Price broke this zone, and then so we are retracing into this supply. Okay, so it's an aggressive way to look for a sell, but it's still very, very valid. So over here in this coming week, I'm expecting price. Give me a second. I'm expecting price to react at this 4 hour zone over here. So this is also a 4 hour supply over here. Okay, so if price does not give you my entry confirmation on a lower time frame, and then price breaks higher, so there's a high possibility that price will break higher, and that break higher is possibly to maybe take out liquidity here. If you go on a lower time frame, this is like a trend line here. Okay, it's a trend. So if price does not react here, we might see a break of this supply zone, and that break will be to grab this liquidity here. And once that is done, we are going to see another supply zone here, because if you go on, for example, a lower time frame, okay, over here has to be another swing supply zone. So we might see a liquidity grab like so, price come up a bit, and then ultimately price will sell. Okay, ultimately. So are we? That's what I would expect this particular week, this coming week. We have to be very, very careful when we are trading GBP USD, because right now there's a lot going on around the world. And of course, GBP wants to continue being the currency with the highest value. There was a point in time, I think it was about a few weeks ago, whereby the USD was almost up at par with the GBP. So that was, when was this? That was September 20th. That's exactly like a month from now, a month ago. All right. So GBP right now is currently recovering, and then at that point in time was when there was a change with the interest rates and things like that. So that really increased the value of the pounds. All right. So very, very likely that we might see some liquidity grabs this particular week. Uh, Hopefully, but ultimately, when price enters this zone, personally, I'm looking for entry over here. So my entry will be validated by my criteria on a lower time frame. All right. So if that does not hold, then that means price wants to grab liquidity here. And once price grabs liquidity over here, price will go up, and ultimately we'll see a retracement into this demand zone, and that will possibly inform the continuation of the move up. All right. So when the week starts, we'll get more data about what GPUSD wants to do. All right. But I'm looking to sell this particular week in this supply zone here. All right. So let me go back to the chart and see what's on the chart. All right. So it third thing said we should check out Euro USD, and then we'll check out AED card and UJ. So let's check out last 100 and UJ by Ock Pips real quick. So let me go back to this chart. So let's check out UJ, and then we'll go to NAS. UJ is on my checklist. Good. So this is UJ. Give me a second. So what you're doing on a higher time frame, okay? Let me erase all of this. Now, UJ on a higher time frame, as you can see, the value of the dollar is driving this pair. Okay, so price is obviously bullish. Okay, bullish. So that's a general overview on the weekly. On the daily now, let's see if we should enter a trade for a continuation of the bullish move or price wants to do a retracement. We do not know yet. Now, based on what price is doing here, price is very much bullish, and then this is the structure of price. Price is doing something like this. All right. This is market structure. So right now, if you are to go off just based on this guy, we should expect price should at least get into this demand zone here. And then price came very close to, I don't know if you can see clearly. Price came very close to that demand zone on Thursday. Okay. But ultimately price did not hit this zone. So this can also be a setup for a liquidity grab because there are some people that most likely would have put some stop loss orders here. So this week, what I expect this week is for price to come all the way down, grab liquidity, and then continue in that uptrend because ultimately price is bullish. So if you are selling, you are not selling to hold for a long time. You are selling short term. And over here, this is daily chart. Over here, I can see some market structure here, but it's going to be clearer to us if you check out a lower time frame. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and be a bit clear as to what price wants to do. Okay. Now, if you check out this market structure properly, on the 4 hours, if you are looking at this properly, you see that price has shifted momentum from this bullish move to bear. So price has been bullish, okay, as you can see, something like this. Okay. You can see price violating this place. Oops. Price violating the higher lows, violated this place as well. All right. So this is what we have. Aggressively, price did this. All right. So ultimately, this is what price is doing, and then price is retracing. So we need to figure out, all right, a supply zone on this guy that will inform price. So we know that on the daily time frame, remember that we said price needs to come into this guy here. Ultimately, that's if we have to follow the market structure on the daily. Price needs to get to this point before we see a continuation of the up move. So if that will happen, that means lower time frame order flow has to align with that story that we are painting. Okay. So what do we have here now? So what I think price is going to do this particular week is very, very simple. If I'm to look for trades, I can see that this is a supply somewhere here. Let's mark this out. So this is supply here. All right. This is also another supply here. So this week, where will I look for setups? I'll look for setups for a sell. When price comes up into the zone, then I can exit at this demand here. Or if price enters this zone here, and then I exit at this demand here. All right. So these are the 2 points where I want to look for sell because this is the closest area to find entry for a sell over here, and then we have over here. Anywhere price can get anywhere. So over here, so this is the 4-hour chart. When price gets here on the 4-hour chart, you want to go to a lower time frame, and based on your entry confirmations, your entry criteria, you want to look for opportunity to sell in this zone. All right. So if this zone gets violated, right, this one you will see a reaction here, most definitely. So also you go to your lower time frame based on your entry criteria, based on your trading system, you want to look for a potential setup here. Now, guys, like I always tell you, you always want to enter perfect setups. If you are trading any particular pair and the market structure is funny, right? Leave that pair and wait for a perfect setup. If you're someone that trades more than one pair, for example, go to other currency pair and look for very, very strong setups, okay, that aligns with your trading strategy. Okay. Don't ever find yourself, don't put yourself in a scenario where you are trying to force trades to happen. All right. So I'll be expecting sales in this zone and this zone. Okay. Is that cool? All pips. So let's check out NAS 100 real quick. NAS 100. Okay. So this is NAS. So remember, so I don't know if you remember, we checked out NAS last week, last Sunday, and indeed we can see that price actually went up into the zone. That's on Tuesday. You can see our markup is still there. All right. So this was a very, very good trade for you if you took it. But let's check out what price is presenting today. All right. So guys, before I go forward, we have people here. We have enough people on this Zoom, on this YouTube live. So guys, I want everybody to like this video. Okay, like this video, guys. Because when you like the video, it's going to help with the YouTube algorithm, and then YouTube can show this video to a wider audience of forex traders. Okay, so help the cause. Yes, Papilo, I'm going to answer your question in a bit. Okay, about the Telegram thing. Mr. Adedayo is asking a question. Do you consider DXY price action before making decision on executing USD pairs? Yes and no. So the last time I checked DXY was about 2 weeks ago. Okay, and DXY told me that price is still very, very much bullish on DXY. So personally, before I see weakness in the US dollar, I need price to get to a certain point. All right. So I set my alert to where I want price to get to before I know that the US dollar will be weak ultimately. Okay. So that's on a monthly time frame. So it makes sense to actually check out what DXY is doing. Okay, but personally, I don't pay so much attention to the DXY. Okay, so but I just have a general knowledge of what the US dollar is doing. Okay, so I hope that's the question. So if you are a fan of DXY, obviously it makes sense to check it out and be at par with everything. So it will inform you whether you should sell or buy. Okay, but I just have a general knowledge about it, just something peripheral. So let me just use chance to answer your question. So Papilo is asking, he said, I noticed we are not active on Telegram and I don't know what caused that. So the goal of the Telegram chat is for support, right? It's for support, it's for you guys. When you have questions, you come on the Telegram and then you ask questions. All right. So I cannot be the one every time trying to engage in the platform. All right. So if it is inactive, that means nobody is asking questions. And if no one is asking questions, that means no one is actually maybe trading actively or is stumbling sorry. So I would assume that everybody is doing fine if you're not asking questions, because that is the ultimate goal why it was created. So if you want it to be active, you can start by sharing your setups, asking for confirmations if this is a good setup or not. Okay, it's a community, and then the goal is to help ourselves enter the best trade setups. So it does it makes sense to post your trade ideas on the Telegram. Ask for a second opinion. Okay, so that is the whole essence. If you have noticed on that platform, I don't really try to push anything. Okay, so I leave it to you guys. So if you're on this particular YouTube live, we have a Telegram community that is dedicated to helping everybody get support in your forex trading journey. All right, so it's an avenue for you to ask questions, get confirmations, and just progress in essence. Okay, so it's left to people in the community to engage. Okay, so it will only be active if people on the community are actively, engaging. All right, Papilo, I hope that makes sense. I hope I answered that question. I'm not sure if that answered your question. Okay, so let's go back to NAS 100 real quick. So NAS, we have. Let's go to the weekly. So weekly, we have this on the weekly. Ultimately, what did we say price is doing? As you can see, price is what's it called? Bearish, right? Overall. So ultimately, on the weekly charts, you might expect a reaction ultimately over here. Okay, because this is the immediate supply on the weekly. That's between 12,000 and 13,000, right? Now, let's go to the daily chart and see what is going on daily. Okay, so over here, what do we see here? Now, on the daily, gradually, what are we seeing? We are seeing structure shifting. We are seeing structure shifting on the daily. Now, look at what price is doing on daily. You can see price having this overall move here. Okay, this, yeah, something like this. Yeah, and then over here, we can see price. I'm not doing it properly, but get the picture. You can see price already shifted. Okay, so price right now on daily is bullish. Okay, price is bullish on daily. So ultimately, I think price is going to get into this weekly supply before actually dropping. All right. So right now is not a good time to look for sells yet. Okay. If you are going to enter trades here, look for possible buy setups for now. But let's see where is good for entry. So ultimately, I would expect price to maybe react somewhere in this zone, right? And then somewhere in this zone. So those would be the two places where price needs to get to before we see a reaction. So and also we are seeing some form of trend line here like this. All right, so this is liquidity that needs to be grabbed possibly. So we have liquidity here, we have liquidity here. So what I think price would do with this move that's going up is price would go up, grab liquidity, okay, and come down from there, or we see price go all the way up from here, taking off liquidity, and then price drops. All right, so we have to be very careful as to how to trade NAS. But let's go to the 4 hours chart here. That's what price wants to do. All right. Good. So the 4 hour chart, you can see price already. All right. So based on the momentum here, now there are two things that can happen on this guy. Now, based off of what's going on here, if you look at the market structure on the 4 hours, let us draw it out a bit. Now, what do we see? What do we see? Okay, let me do this. You can see an inside bar there. And then ultimately, we can see the structure gets broken. This guy gets broken here. And then a little bit of here. Just a tiny bit, just less than a few points here. So what the price did ultimately, the price ultimately came all the way down, okay, broke these two higher lows, okay, and then price is retracing. Now, if price would form a lower low, right, that means this supply zone here has to hold. Let me delete everything I'm doing. So, and then let's draw that zone. So possibly what we can see, but I highly doubt it happening though. But possibly what can happen this week is that if this supply should hold, if this supply should hold, then we would expect price, to drop to this extreme here. All right. So if this supply zone here, if the supply zone should hold, if price does not, if this momentum that is currently active here does not break this zone, if we see this zone hold, then ultimately I'm seeing price coming to this zone. But when you look at what the higher time frames are telling you, it's safe to also consider the higher time frame narrative as well, because on the weekly charts, we can see a very, very clear bearish momentum on the weekly, and market structure is letting us know that ultimately price can still get into this supply. All right. So if price will come back into this supply zone here, then possibly we might see a little reaction here, little, but it won't be strong enough. So for people that are holding this trade, they might be tempted to maybe not break even and then just leave price that's all there. So this here can just serve as liquidity into the weekly supply. Okay, as you can see, this is some sort of an equal high over here. So what we might see is a bit of reaction. So price will go up a bit, come down a bit, and then ultimately price will go up here. Possibly. So I think that's what price is going to do also, because already we can see that this zone has already been sort of mitigated. I don't know if you understand mitigation. This zone has been sort of mitigated, all right? And then price went all the way down. Price also kind of took some liquidity here. So price is coming up with a whole lot of momentum. So I'll be very, very wary. I'll be wary of taking a sell here. All right, but the market will do what it wants to do. But ultimately, I'm going to stick with the higher time frame narrative. What I will do is I'm going to wait for price to enter this weekly what's it called, weekly supply. Okay, now this is nice. It might take just 2 days for price to move from here to here. Okay, possibly, and ultimately we might also see some retracement, and this supply zone might be what will inform the retracement over here, because if price wants to get to that particular supply, we might see price retrace into this. So there's a block of demand here. So what we might see this week, possibly it might happen, it might not happen, is for price to retrace into the zone before going up. So if this is what will happen, that means this supply zone is going to hold. Because if you also look at the market structure over here, you can see price, this is market structure price doing this and this. So over here, this is a lower high that has just been broken. Okay, this is also liquidity that has been grabbed. So what we might see possibly is that this zone might actually hold. We don't know yet. So you only know based on your entry criteria on a lower time frame. So all what I'm showing you right now is what the 4 hour is doing. Now, if price is going to drop, if price is going to drop from this supply zone on your lower time frame, like a 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you see intention that um, the supply is going to hold. So right now, you can obviously not see any intention, even if you go on a lower time frame, like 15 minutes, right? There's no intention for bearish yet. So price is still very, very much bullish. So it is when you see bearish intention that you start looking for opportunities to sell this guy. All right. I hope that makes sense to you. So right now, nothing yet on this guy. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. So back to the weekly. Let me mark out that zone again. So where I would expect, let me go to daily. Where I would expect price to react will be these two zones. Let me draw this. So between 12,000. So here, this zone and this zone is where I expect price to react. Okay, up pips. Is that clear? So which pair are we doing next? All right. So guys, again, I've been told to, be doing this in my YouTube live. Ensure that you like this video. If you're watching the replay, like the video. If you're watching us live right now, ensure you like the video. There's a like button on your YouTube. Like it, and of course, make a comment. If you're watching the replay, make a comment. That will help with the YouTube algorithm and boost the engagement of video. So let's do Euro USD next by Mr. Ether 10 CK. So let's do Euro USD real quick. Euro USD. So let's go to the weekly on Euro USD. What is price telling us? As you can see, ultimately, price is obviously bearish, isn't it? And then if you are looking at this, we can see that price is in a zone, is price in a supply zone, obviously. All of this is a block of supply. Block of supply, and then we can see some form of indecision or like weakness over here already. So a lot of things would happen in this zone, a lot of liquidity grabs and manipulation, for price to continue. Because the euro and the euro wouldn't just watch the dollar. The dollar gets stronger than it's just like that. Okay, so they're going to put up a huge fight. So that's why we are seeing a lot of reaction the last few weeks on Euro USD and GU. All right. But over here, ultimately, give me a second. So market structure right now is a sell, price is in a supply zone. So it makes sense to look for opportunities to sell because right now the bears are in control mostly. Right. Now let's go to the daily charts and find a refined zone to take entry. On the daily charts, what do we have? Okay, let me draw market structure. Like I always tell us last week, market structure to me is the basics, is the basics that you need to understand as a forex trader. You need to be on the side of the strength, of the current strength in the market. Even if you are trading from supply and demand zones and you overlook market structure, you find out that you get yourself in zones that are not strong, right? The only thing that will indicate, that will give you an indication that this supply zone or this demand zone is strong is if that supply zone or demand zone aligns with market structure. So that is where you want to start from as a forex trader, market structure. Okay, and simply what do you want to learn when it comes to market structure? You want to know what it is when price is in an uptrend and then when price is in a downtrend. And most importantly, you want to know when an uptrend is done, when price has violated an uptrend, and of course, likewise, downtrend as well. So you want to learn what is called a change of character and learn what is called a proper, change of trend. All right. So that really help you validate supply and demand zones. And if you are trading retail concept, it will help you validate your support and resistance. Okay, market structure. So now on the daily, what do we have on the daily here? Let me draw out the market structure real quick on daily. On daily, we have this. So you can see price ranging all the way down. Okay, ultimately we have this. We have this. Okay. Let me check if this is a structural point. I validate structure with Heikinashe. This particular concept I teach in the premium mentorship, validating order flow with Heikinashe. All right, good. So it's not. So there's something that we look for. So you can see price doing this. So this right here is the higher low that needs to be the lower high rather that needs to be broken before we see a possible trend shift. All right. So what price has done in essence is to break this. So this is the first intention. This is oops, sorry. So this right here is the first intention that okay, maybe the bearish run of Euro USD is about to come to an end. Okay, now we must know that because price is ranging on a downtrend does not mean that price will forever be on a downtrend. Okay, so at the particular point in time, the trend will switch from bearish to bullish and vice versa. So based on what we are seeing now, we can see this zone get broken, and this is a setup for a possible change of character. And if you understand character, it is an aggressive way to look for buys or sells when price is changing momentum. So what we might expect is for price to come down into a block of demand, okay, or we might just look at this as or this extreme here as well. Okay, so based on what I know, I believe price will come down to this extreme. So let me delete this. So I'm seeing price come down to this. So this week we might see momentum to sell. When price comes into this zone, what might happen would be for this. Ultimately, price might start creating higher highs on this guy. So, but where price is right now, price is in a block of supply, as we have seen. Okay, so it makes sense to want to look for retracement. So this is a counter trend move, ultimately. Okay, we have counter trend here, and we can see. Let me just give you some expo. We can see over here. This is a supply zone. Okay, so taking this supply zone, all right, you can see. So this supply zone reacted here. So now, based on structure, there's something called expectational order flow. So ideally, if price gets to a supply zone, which is a structural area, if this supply zone is valid, then what should it do? It should create a lower low. That means price is supposed to break this zone here. But no, what did price do? Price reacted at where? At this demand here. So this demand zone took control. So that means the strength here is not enough to break this zone and create a new structural point in the market. So ultimately, this supply zone, it failed. It failed. Okay? It failed. And when that failure happens, you can see a higher is created. Most of the time, when the supply zone fails, we'll see a retracement into the extreme demand. Okay, so price will most likely come to the zone and then we'll see a push up. So that's what I think price is going to do actually. So let's look. So if we know that price might get into this zone, then it makes sense to look for opportunities to sell. All right, so we'll go to lower time frame like the 4 hours right now, and then look for a platform to sell. So let us put this forward. So it is this zone that's in control right now. This extreme swing at the top here. All right. So we're expecting price to come down to the zone. To come down to the zone. All right. So let's go to the 4 hour chart and see if the intention has shifted from bullish to bearish. So let's go to the 4 hour chart. So on the 4 hour chart, this is Euro USD on the 4 hours chart. All right. And what do we have here? Give me a second. Let me check. Let me validate something. All right. So ultimately, we can see price has done this. Okay. It's quite obvious actually. Now over here, this is a structure that I will use. So you can see price, ranging up. Okay, this is a structure, and how many price doing this. Okay, and then what the price do? You can see over here is a block of demand over here. Okay, now something similar is also happening here. This block of demand here, you can see this demand zone, we can see reaction here as this move, but ultimately, this demand zone was taken out. You can see the price was taken out. Okay, and then we are seeing price. So price would want to react at this supply zone right now. So this coming week, I would expect price to enter this zone again a bit, and then we'll look for sells. Because right now the trend has changed from as on the 4 hours, the trend has changed from the bullish to bearish. Okay, so this is a solid downtrend right now, and then price is retracing into a supply. So on a lower time frame now, you are looking for a platform to sell, to short this guy. And then where are you shorting it to? You are shorting it into the zone because you know what the higher time frame is telling you. So you can choose to wait for price to come down here, or you take partials along the way. Okay, so that's what I'll do, Mr. Etherton. I'm also looking at this guy. So I think this setup will be fully ready maybe on Tuesday. That's when you might start seeing solid setups on Euro USD. Okay, so let's check out other pairs. Which should I personally look at? AED card by Mr. Ibrahim. AED card. Guys, let me know if what I'm saying makes sense to you. Okay, so just type in yes. If it makes sense to you so far, type in yes. If it doesn't, type in no in the chat box. Okay, give me some feedback so that I know that I'm carrying you along. So let's check out AED card. I think this is the last pair. AED card. So this is also a pair that I'm waiting for to AED card is a ranging pair. It ranges a whole lot. So that means price does a lot of ping pong on AED card. But let's check out what the price is doing. So we have the monthly chart on AED USD. Let me delete everything here. As you can see on AED USD, like I said, now imagine how a monthly chart looks like. This is back since '04. Price has been in, you can't really say that price is an uptrend or not. Price has been ranging majorly. Okay, so and this is true on every time frame. Okay, because of the fractal nature of the market. So what can we say here? So if you look at this block of market structure here, okay, I'm just saying this, and what is price doing? Price shifted from this downtrend here. So we can see the break, and then price is retracing into demand. If you understand market structure properly, you know, all of this would make sense to you. Give me a second. Let me put up something on the screen for people that want to learn more about how to trade. You can be a part of the mentorship platform. So on the mentorship platform, you get to learn exactly how to take entries. What I do on these Sunday meetings is to show you zones where you take entry. But for people in the mentorship community, okay, they also get access to those same zones. And then based on our entry criteria, you will know if we are meant to sell or buy at that particular zone. Okay, so we have a different entry criteria based on supply and demand and market structure. Okay, so go to that link and register to be a part of the mentorship program, or just reach out to me personally, and then I'll walk you through the process. Okay, so let's go. So on the monthly now, price is back into this block of demand here. So anywhere from this zone, anywhere here, we're expecting price to react, and then we're expecting another ping pong, maybe back up. Who knows? Okay. So that's what monthly is doing. So let's go to the weekly. And weekly, what is price giving us on the weekly here? On the weekly, we can see that price is in an obvious downtrend on weekly because, of course, price is retracing on the monthly. So on weekly, it will still be on a downtrend, right? Nothing yet here. Let's go to the daily charts. On the daily, what do we see on the daily? Okay, so daily is giving us a bit more of a realistic data that we can work with. If you go to, if you use your Akinashi, guys, I recommend you want to learn how to also use the Akinashi. Akinashi for me might give you a clearer picture of market structure. Now, what everybody is used to as a forex trader is your Japanese candlestick, which is fine. But beyond JCP, there is also Hikinashi. Hikinashi is also a Japanese candlestick, by the way. Okay, and there's also another one called Renko. Okay, which maybe I'll teach when I have the time. But I usually confirm market structure with Hikinashi and the inside bar, by the way. So let me just check something. Good. So over here we have, this is a block of, so price validated results. Let me do this. So we have this. So on the daily chart, let me just mark it out with my arrows so that it's easy for you guys to understand. So this is what is happening. You can see price trending downwards, and then you can see this ultimately price doing this, can see this retracement, right? And then price doing this. All right. So ultimately, what you can see is that the structure has shifted. So price broke this zone, retraced, and what happened? Price broke this guy as well. Okay. So price is bullish on the daily on AED card. This is too big. Sorry guys, hold on. So price is bullish on AED card. So ultimately, based on market structure, you're expecting price to react in this zone. Okay, the last sell to buy candle, demand zone. All right, so you want price to come down a bit. So personally, because I can see this inside bar here, a lot of orders are in this inside bar. I use an indicator for to spot inside bars on my chart. So it's a free indicator on TradingView. You can check it out. And also take time out to study what an inside bar is and why it's important for you to learn as a trader. Okay, but all of that again are being taught in the mentorship program. So personally, I would expect price to come down a bit on this guy on AD card. So when price gets here, comes out a bit on lower time frame, like the 4 hours, I now want to also see a shift because over here now on the daily chart, this is a daily chart, and then this is a daily demand. So, and in a demand zone, we're expecting price to buy in a demand zone, right? So on a lower time frame, like the 4 hour chart, if I'm to buy on the 4 hour chart, I need to see bullish intention because the retracement into that demand zone on the 4 hours is a downtrend. So I don't want to buy in a downtrend. I want to buy when price has given me that okay, that downtrend is weak. There's about to see a change of character, or like a change of structure. So when price gets here a bit, what I wait for is on the 4 hours, I wait for the momentum or the order flow to shift from bearish to bullish, and then I'm waiting for price to just break a lower high, we trace into a demand zone, and then I look for my entry confirmations. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you, Toby. So that's what I'll do. So this particular trade for me is not ready yet for me. All right, so I'll just still wait for price to come down a bit. Make sense? So let me check the chat box again for other. Okay, so Euro GBP next. So Udamara, we've checked out Euro USD a while ago today. So maybe what you do is to replay this session, and then you know analysis on Euro USD. Okay, so let's check out Euro GBP by Mr. Data. Okay, Euro GBP. Okay, so Euro GBP is quite an interesting pair. Let me hide the comments. Give me a second. Okay. So Euro GBP, you're on my checklist. What is this is it. So let's check out this guy. Honestly, Euro GBP was part of the trade I was supposed to enter this week, but for some reason I got busy. I missed this trade. As you can see, my alerts was set last week. But let me just show you. It's probably, let me just close it. It's past now. Now this is the daily chart on Euro GBP. Daily chart on Euro GBP. And what do we have here? Order flow. Price was in an uptrend, trending up, as you can see. Okay, structure. Now, for this uptrend, for us to know that this uptrend is about to come to an end, we need to see, violation of structural levels in the market. So we can see, so this is a demand zone that got violated. All right, over here, let me spot it. Sorry, this demand here got violated. Okay, and then what the price do when it got violated here, you can see a reaction at this extreme supply. This is an extreme supply here. And what did that do? So we can see this. So I see the break of the structure, retracement here, and then price forming a lower low. So price already, when price came here, we can see that price already changed from bearish to bullish. So we are in an established downtrend as at October 13th. So in this downtrend now, we are waiting for price to, what's it called, to sell. So you want price to retrace into a supply. So hold on, and that supply zone is the last buy candle. Okay, this candle over here. All right, this candle over here. So we're waiting for price to retrace from here into here. So last week was somewhere around here. So the daily already let us know that price is in a supply zone, so we should be selling, right? So if you are to sell on this supply zone, you want your lower time frame like a 4 hours to also give you an intention to sell, isn't it? So check out what I was looking for last week. So the move up, we can see the uptrend price coming up, this, and this. So that was the uptrend. So price was still very much bullish. So waiting for a sell on this guy, we needed price to break this zone. All right. So this was a higher low. Is it higher low? Yeah, higher low. And then I was waiting for price to retrace into this extreme block of demand here, block of supply here rather. So price came here October 22. That was when, okay, October 22. All right, over here. So price retrace here. So over here, we're not supposed to sell, and then we can see price retracing again. If we have missed this point, price also did this. All right. So this was another avenue to sell over here. Okay, so I think this was one that I missed. All right. So right now on the 4-hour chart, actually price actually is in a downtrend. It's an established downtrend on the 4-hour chart. So ultimately, where you want to look for sales is this block of supply here. So on the 4 hours, I would wait for price to retrace into the zone if I look for sales. Because why do I know that this sell is going to happen for a while? Because the daily is giving us a very, very strong bearish momentum on the daily. Okay, as you can see. So ultimately, price has a potential to still come down to the zone on GBP, on Euro GBP rather. So we have potential of price to come to this zone. Okay, and then we can also see some kind of inducement or liquidity here. All right, so that will push price here. Okay, up hopefully. So I am going to wait for price to retrace into the zone. So as a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'm going to set my alert here so that once price comes into the zone, I'll notify it and then I know exactly what I need to do. Okay, is that okay, guys? Mr. Dayo. So that's what I would do actually on UGBP. All right, so if you are the aggressive type and then you are trying to be risky, you can look for a possible buy opportunity into the zone. But again, that's a risky trade. That means you have to go to a lower time frame and start looking for structural shift. Okay, it's quite risky, honestly. So because it's 4 hours, I'll wait for price to enter the zone. So ultimately, maybe price will react in these zones if I'm refining it in these zones and these zones here. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Any more questions, guys, before we call it a night? Oof. Gold. So Tina says gold. So let's do gold and then we'll do Euro AUD last. Okay, so gold and Euro AUD. So gold. Where's gold? So let's check out gold on daily. Gold, honestly, has been playing with me. I'm waiting for gold for price to get somewhere. I've been waiting for days, several days, but I don't know what's going on with gold. But check out what gold has done, guys. So again, the first thing that you want to know as a trader, when you're looking at a particular chart, forget about your strategy first and try and understand market structure. Because what market structure will help you figure out is a direction in which you want to be trading in. Either you're looking for buy or sell, or looking for price to enter to get to a supply or demand. Market structure is basic. All right. So I would advise you guys revisit your knowledge, your is it knowledge now or your understanding of market structure. Okay, and then that will make all the difference for you. So on gold on daily charts, what can we see on daily charts? Ultimately, we are seeing price, doing all of this downtrend thingy over here, and over here. Okay, and then based on what we know about when price wants to change structure, change trend, this is a lower high over here. You can see that break here, okay? And then price doing this, reacting to this supply, and price came back down to the extreme demand. So over here right now, we're expecting price. So we're looking price to buy here. So actually, before price came into the zone, if you have been following our gold analysis, I think I've told you about this move in a while. So right now, because I don't take entry on daily chart, so I take entry mostly on the 1 minute. So before I take entry on the 1 minute, I want to see, you know, confirmation on the 4 hours and 15 minutes. So over here right now, we know that price is in a daily demand zone, right? And in a demand zone, we're expecting to buy, right? So I need price to give me something to let me know that, okay, price really wants to buy here. So on the 4 hours, so I'll go on the 4 hours and then I want to see structure change from bearish to bullish on 4 hours in this zone. Okay, so over here was ultimately when price entered the zone properly. So when we go to the 4 hours, so on the 4 hours now, excuse me. So what do we see on the 4 hours? Let me delete all of this. Market structure on the 4 hours. Very, very clear. So I just start from here. You can see this market structure here, this, and this. So how did we know that, okay, the structure has shifted? When we saw a violation of this zone here. So this violation here. Okay. So we can see this violation. This is also, so ultimately price broke all of these zones. So let me, this is a zone here. Okay, we can use this. Good. So all of this, so price broke this zone, price broke this zone, price broke this zone. Okay, so we can see this huge overall break. Now, usually when I see things like this, what I'm waiting for is for price to come back to this extreme here. Honestly, I'm waiting for price to come back into this zone. So I've been waiting for this for a while. As you can see, my alert is set here. It might happen, it might not happen. Okay, but because I've seen this play out so many times on different, currency pairs and instruments, so I'm waiting for price to come back down into the zone. So ultimately, I'm looking for buys into the zone because the daily chart has given me a story about the order flow shift from bearish to bullish rather. Okay, so ultimately we are in a demand zone. So I'll wait for price to come down a bit further into the zone. When that happens, this is the 4-hour chart. When price gets into this zone now, on 15 minutes again, I'll look for a structure change from bearish to bullish, and then I take entry on the 1 minute. Okay, fractal nature of the market. Last week, I told you guys to learn about the fractal nature of the market. Right? If you have done that assignment, it will do you a whole lot of good. So you are essentially looking for the same kind of market structure on every time frame that you choose to trade on. Okay, it's as simple as that. So if you know that price is supposed to get here ultimately, all right. So this price is currently reacting to this block of demand here. Okay, price is reacting to this block of demand here. So what we might see possibly is for price to retrace back into the zone. So either price does this, either price goes back up here and comes down and goes up, or we see price from here comes down like this and then just goes up. So we don't know what price to do yet, but these two zones are zones that you want to, remember for entry. Okay, Tina, I hope that makes sense to you. That is what I would do. In fact, it's what I'm waiting for price to do because I'm going to really trade gold. Hopefully, I'm aligned to trade it. Okay, so next trade is Euro AUD. So this will be our last setup for tonight, Euro AUD. So what do we have on Euro AUD real quick? So let's go to the weekly chart. Let me delete all of this. So Euro AUD, hold on guys. So what do we see price doing on the week? Hold on, let me start from monthly. On monthly, we can see that price is in a downtrend, as you can see, and on monthly, price is currently reacting to this. Ultimately, this is a block of supply here. Okay, if I refine it to this inside bar here, so price is currently reacting to a supply on the monthly. So we have a greater intention to short this guy because price is on monthly chart is supply, and that's an authority time frame. But let's check out what price is doing on the weekly. On weekly charts, what is price doing? So if you have to short this guy here, we also need to see market structure shift from bullish to bearish. Okay, so price is approaching So if you are to refine it a bit, okay, you can also refine it up here. Okay, on daily, okay, so what's going on daily? So price is still very much bullish on these guys. Hold on, let me check out my good. So price is still very much bullish here. Okay, so price is bullish. So what you might wait for is to continue looking for buy setups, right? So over here is a demand, a block of demand here. So if you see price drop into this zone, you can look for buys into this ultimate supply here. Okay, so that's one way to look at Euro AUD. But I like to check out the 4 hour. What's going on the 4 hour chart? Okay, so we are seeing some kind of range on the 4 hours, and then we are seeing a lot of lot of liquidity somewhere around here. Okay, ultimately on the 4 hours as well, we can see that the structure from here. If you look at the structure from here, price has shifted from bullish to bearish. Okay, based on this guy. So we are currently on a downtrend on the 4 hours. So ultimately, if price is going to come down to this zone based on our daily chart. Okay, so price needs to come down here before we look for buys, isn't it? Now, what you can do is now look at the structure on the 4 hour chart. Price is bearish on the 4 hour chart. If you look at this, okay, hold on, let's draw this properly and be sure what we're doing. So this is the structure here. Price doing this. Okay, so there's a break here, retracement, and then price formed a lower low here. Okay, so price is currently retracing into a supply. So this is a supply that price is currently reacting to. Okay, no supply here. So let me go to a lower time frame, like 15 minutes, and see what price needs to do. So on 15 minutes, we can see this going on to 15 minutes. So as you can see, price is still very much bullish on 15 minutes. All right. So what I'm seeing price do this week on Euro AUD is maybe we might see price come up a bit. Okay, take our liquidity before dropping. All right. So because I don't see any intention to sell yet, to sell yet. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Euro AUD is not ready for me. If I'll take Euro AUD, I need to be absolutely certain about the market structure. Market structure needs to favor my buyers for selling. Okay, because right now, for me to sell this guy, I need price to break at least this zone. All right, because this is the structure. You can see this move. All right. But price came very close and then did not come to this zone. So I don't have any intention to look for sales yet. As a matter of fact, price is reacting to a demand zone over here, okay, which is what is causing this move. So I'm in the hands of the buyers, but ultimately I want to short this guy because this is a supply. So before I can short it, before I can sell it, I need market structure to shift to bearish before I can short. Okay, so that's how I'm able to enter into very good, nice, perfect setups. Okay, I wait for everything to align properly before I take action. Okay, there are some people that are a bit more aggressive than I am. Okay, that anticipate moves. Personally, I don't anticipate moves. I just move with the footprint. All right. I don't try to predict. I react to the market because when you get yourself to a point as a trader where you start predicting that price is meant to drop or buy at this particular zone, you'll be making a lot of mistakes because indeed you do not control the market. The best thing that you can do as a forex trader is to be able to spot the footprints of the real market makers and then react to what they are doing. Okay. I tell people as well when you see a very good setup and then you've taken entry finally, don't try to catch all the moves. Don't try to catch all the pips because you cannot catch all the moves. Your goal is to take profits consistently. Your goal is to take profits as much as you can. All right. So if your own take profit system is to catch 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, you are fine. So don't ever put yourself in a scenario where every time you are trying to catch 1 to 20, 1 to 50, or 1 to 100. No, it's not sustain you. So the best you can do is to take partials along the way and then secure profit. Okay. So guys, I hope we got value today. Tina said I always use 1 minute time frame trading gold. Okay, good. So that makes sense. If you are doing that, that means you have to wait for structure to align up until the 1 minute before you take entry. All right, guys. Any more questions before we call it a night? Okay. As you can see, there's a link scrolling through below this video. It is access to mentorship with me. In the program, you get access to a robust training library. You get access to one-on-one coaching session with me. Okay, so every week you can schedule a session with me where I help you clarify some concepts. You have access to a trading community where you can get support, ask questions, right? Every week as well, we'll be doing live training and analysis session, okay, on Wednesdays and Fridays. So everything is to ensure that you really understand this concept, right? And then you are making money consistently. All right. So for most people, the goal of the program is to put you in a position where eventually you are trading for prop firms. You are trading a 10K account, a 50K account, or a 100K account. Right. So that's our ultimate goal to help you increase your skill level, your skill sets, and you're making money. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions, guys? Thank you guys for showing up to these weekly sessions. You know, we have been doing these weekly sessions now. I think it's been almost 5 months. So every week for 5 months, we have been doing this every Sunday, and you guys showing up every week, gives me you know, the energy to keep coming on board and doing this. So I want to say a very big thank you. If you guys don't show up, there is no Sunday source sessions. Okay, so the reason why we are still doing this is because people are engaged. Okay, so they like what they're getting. So thank you for being a part of this. Feel free to share this link with your Forex community. Let's engage and ensure that everybody is eating and making money properly. All right, guys. So I wish us, as usual, all the very best this trading week. Again, ensure that you are only taking perfect setups. Don't try to force any trades. Don't take entry on any trade until they align with your strategy. Okay. Only take perfect setups. Very, very important. Okay. And train yourself to wait for setups. Okay, don't be impatient because if you are impatient you might get yourself in a very, very funny scenario at the end of the day. All right, guys, thank you so much, all peeps. Andy Pandy, Mr. Dedayo, thanks so much. Okay, let's have a remarkable week, guys. Bye bye, guys. Cheers.